You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
I'm really good. Good morning to you, John and Heidi.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. So Dan's computer got a little bit wet, so he's kind of working on a little backup system here.
It did, yeah. All of a sudden it's come down to I'm writing things on pieces of paper, which is
old school.
And which I'm coming to find out right now looking at it, I can't read my own writing.
John does that all the time.
I do.
Well, because everything is clickety-click and dial around. There you go. It's on your screen, and that's not the case because my laptop, it got wet and kind of fried, and we'll see what happens. I do know this. I did make a note of this. Today is a very, very big day. Were you ever a Barbie girl, Heidi?
Oh, big time.
Then you better find a designated driver. It is National Ken Day.
Really?
Ken, of course... The on-again, off-again love interest of Barbie doll.
Were they married? Was that her husband?
No, they were not married.
No, here's the thing. Ken, who apparently hit the shelves in 1961, so they've been together quite a while. And when you think about it, that relationship, always a little, people had questions and what's really going on here. Ken seemed to be a little more concerned with his
appearance,
and fashion than he did Barbie. When you think about it,
well,
Ken essentially could have been.
He was a metrosexual,
the very first in the nation.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, and as I got older, and you started having to do the locker room thing, like junior high school, whatnot, and it became, and I won't come down one way or another, but every now and again you'd hear the phrase, dude, you're smooth like a Ken doll.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
You just kept saying it to people.
And yes, for $1 million, and keep in mind I do not have $1 million if you get this right, Ken does have a last name. Would you happen to know what that is?
I do not.
The Ken doll.
Is it Ken Robinson?
It's Carson, actually.
Ken
Carson. I didn't know that until I read this
Did he run
piece.
for president? Oh, that was Ben Carson.
Yeah. So Ken Carson, born this day in 1961. If you're
Nice.
Oh, my gosh. I had suitcases and suitcases full of Barbies.
And I'll bet from back then, what are you, 32? 33?
Oh, thank you.
This is how Dan lives through. This is how Dan lives through another day with Heidi.
Yeah. Way to
Take
go.
a note, kids.
No, I'm 44.
All right, so if you had those back when you were in your single digits, age-wise, some could be worth some do-re-mi. There's a huge collectible market for Barbie stuff.
I was still playing with my Barbies. Like,
we got married almost 20 years ago. She was still playing with them.
Period of time. Yeah, it was a little sad, actually, but I just loved them so much.
They could be fun. And one of the latest Ken releases, they release them with that man bun thing, that whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
So if you see one of those,
no way.
And even if you don't have kids or whatever, if you're growing up, if you see one of those with Ken with the bun thing, buy it. I'll pay you back. Cover with gasoline and torch it. It'll be worth it. And throw it on YouTube and send me a link.
Make a nice video.
All right. So happy Ken Day.
Coming up, we've got Manly Man. We got to first have Dan's lips surgically removed from Heidi's butt. All that butt kiss in there.
Again, I'm a survivalist,
baby. What are you, 32? 30.
I know who I'm in the room with, man.
Yeah, she's 32. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Excuse me, haven't I seen you on the MTV?
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Time now for Manly Men, doing manly things in a manly fashion.
Manly men are we.
Keep in mind, some of this stuff might sound just kind of basics, kind of simplistic, maybe not even manly, but I'm a big fan of this, and because this is actually the very first thing I ever learned to cook. I was but a lad.
Yeah.
Guys, you got to learn how to cook eggs.
Oh, yeah.
You got to know. They're so versatile. They're inexpensive. Huge source of protein.
There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that I see people do wrong all the time, and I did this wrong for years until Martha Stewart taught me otherwise.
Oh, sweet Martha.
I used to, like if I was going to put eggs in a bowl, I would crack the egg on the side of the bowl.
You showed me this when we were in Las Vegas hanging around with Billy Idol.
Don't do that, though. You crack it.
We made eggs for Billy Idol.
We did. Well, he didn't eat any, so I had to have them.
Nor was he there.
So you just take the egg. Don't smash it on the counter. I mean, that would be a rookie mistake. Just right above the counter a little bit. Drop it. It'll crack. It doesn't break open. And then
on
you
its side.
Yeah,
on
just
its
crack
side.
it on the side. Peel it open.
And here's the skinny. I got to come clean here. I had never heard of that until we were hanging around with Billy Idol in Las Vegas back in January.
Yeah.
And I actually watched you do this because you went into some dissertation about you used to date Martha Stewart or Snoop Dogg or something.
But if you Google John Small and Martha
Because
Stewart, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, I was not listening to even a little bit.
But he's a different John
But
Small.
I watched you do the egg thing, and I was kind of fascinated by it. Then I watched you do it again. It's like, and you know what? That's what I do now. And it
See?
works beautifully.
It does. And you don't get eggshells all over in your food.
Yeah. So figure it out, man. Eggs are cool. In fact, I think my mom made me learn how to do that. I was probably 9.
Something that I recently started doing, because my wife over here likes her eggs over easy. So I have a skillet, and I'll make the eggs in the skillet, but I'll put a lid on it. I'd never done that before, but I saw somebody else do that. I was like, well, what's the point of that? It kind of cooks both sides, so now it's like heating up on the top. So when you flip it over, it's just, I don't know, it seems to work a lot better.
Or you can use less butter, too, and crack them in there and add a little water when they start cooking and cover it. Then you have basted eggs. They're a little healthier. They cook a little better. Whatever, man. It's all out there. Eggs are eggs. We love them. We do. And What? It's true.
Okay.
What? I want to give credit to Martha Stewart for that whole how to crack one properly thing. That's fantastic.
And I'm not kidding. If you Google John Small and Martha Stewart, he was like her personal assistant or something for years. Same spelling as my name.
Okay.
Completely different dude.
So Martha's lackey.
So, yeah, he was like her right-hand man or something. I don't know. Something.
Fantastic. Manly men. And if you're not sure about the manly men thing, again, I can't stress this enough. Brush up on George Washington. Maybe hit up a little Clint Eastwood. Certainly Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. And don't skimp on the Jesus Christ.
There you go. Manly men doing manly things right here on Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
You heard it on your Walkman radio?
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for water cooler talk, brought to you by Aqua One. We have Mr. Dan Farris back in the room with us here. So what kind of cool water cooler talk do we have for today?
Well, I think this is really pretty great. We just came off, it was a few days ago, it was National Women's Day.
Yeah.
And how far, I'm old enough where I remember cigarette commercials on TV and the big deal, Virginia Slims, you come a long way, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. And so, the feminist movement, which started basically, I want to say when my mom brought home her first bottle of Valium in 71. You think I'm making that up? Every suburban housewife in the country was just rocked on Valium. It was doctors. You think the opioid crisis is something? Yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay, a song by the Rolling Stones, Mother's Little Helper.
Yeah.
That's what that was written about.
Really?
Yeah. The women in the free world.
I thought it was just a friendly child.
No, women were just.
I thought it was a friendly child.
Women were just gassed up trying to put up with life in general.
See, now I never know whether I can believe Dan or if it's just another Danism.
No, this was a thing.
No, it was a
really?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, they would take either like drink a nice little glass of vodka on the rocks and have a Valium and sleep like babies.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Or die.
It was part of
One or
culture.
the other.
My mother's about to turn 85 years old.
Okay.
And I talk to her every Sunday because I'm a good son.
You are.
And she, without hesitation, will say, "Yep, Dr. Bloom used to say, hey, take a couple Valium, pour yourself a scotch."
Yeah.
And that was prescribed care. It was lunacy.
I think we should go back to that.
No.
Get rid of all these antidepressants.
No. I think this.
Here's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Ladies.
Let's get to it.
Ladies.
John's getting nervous.
The world, rightfully
He's
so.
always nervous.
Certainly in this country, more than any other, the world has been open to you to pretty much do what you want.
Yeah.
And I found this story because I just think it's pretty cool. Rapid City, South Dakota has 130 police officers.
Okay.
Only 11 of them are women.
Oh.
So they're mounting a huge campaign
to have more female police officers.
To bring more of the ladies on to uniform up and gun up and get the job done. And they've done a pretty good job off of a television station, KEVN.
I know those guys.
Yeah, and maybe we can post this little piece here. Huge recruitment thing about why it might be a good idea, and they're already getting some ladies to sign up, and I just think that's phenomenal.
That is very cool. And that, I think, goes for all different places, not just the one in Rapid City, but anywhere, wherever you happen to live as well. Do that. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful if you can. I do not have the temperament to be a law enforcement officer.
No, she would.
And that is why not
trigger finger. There'd be a lot of bodies piling up.
Not everybody makes the cut. And again, it's not just the guns with Heidi. There's handcuffs and there's tasers and there's nightsticks. And Armor to the teeth, and you're going to get what you're going to get.
She was just saying she wanted to run
Give me
somebody
a
over
little
with
bit
a
of power
car.
and a bunch of weapons. There's going to be problems.
She literally just said a little bit ago she wanted to run somebody down with her car. I hope she was kidding. I'm pretty sure she was.
Well, no, that is, in a lot of ways, it's a tough job. I mean, it is a tough job. My Uncle Ray was a Hennepin County sheriff years ago, and he was tough as nails.
Yeah.
And he finally resigned because it wore him out. It just wore him out.
My dad
It's a
was a
tough
policeman.
job.
When I was a little kid, my dad was a cop, and he became an alcoholic because of all the stuff he had to deal with. I think mainly because of what he had to deal with at home. But well, we've got coming your way here in just a bit. We've got entertainment news of the day, and that is on the way on Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical. It's one of our little toys.
on Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Time now for entertainment news of the day.
Because celebrities are
Fabulous.
And, every now and again, a pro athlete will become a bona fide celebrity.
Yeah.
Not many, but some do. They end up in the spotlight. A-Rod, former New York Yankee great, is one of those guys. Past couple years, he's been hanging tough with J-Lo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was dating Madonna for a while. He was making the scene. He's a New York stud athlete. Well, he popped the question.
Yeah. She said yes.
Got engaged to J-Lo, and she said, mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll do that.
And then Jose Canseco, former teammate, who is a lunatic.
He's a little crazy. He's got a twin brother. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
Jose Canseco is a twin brother?
He does,
How do
yeah.
I not know this, and you know this?
I just saw him on TV one time, and his twin brother came out,
I see.
and they looked the same. They're like twins.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Some twins don't look the same, Heidi.
Jose, of course, if you don't know, another famous outfielder who, really had his way with roids for a number of years and kind of lost his mind. Well, he's come out after the engagement announcement and basically told the world that A-Rod is cheating on her with his ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
And why he would come up with this information, I don't know. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
And he's just trying to be helpful, that's all.
I'm just following the story. No, Jose is pretty crazy. But then I'm guessing A-Rod's kind of a lunatic, too, when I look at his history. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say it's super important to keep in mind I honestly don't care. And that's why I've got the celebrity beat.
That is what we looked for when we were trying to find somebody to cover the most important topic of the day, celebrity news.
I'm your man.
Dan's like, I really don't care about celebrities. Sold!
Yep.
You get it.
Who's got two thumbs and doesn't give a rip? This guy.
Well, Dan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me, John. Appreciate
Again,
that. Heidi?
See ya.
Mr. Dan Farris joining us here for our bonus hour. We do this each weekday because I just didn't know better. So.
And I'm free.
Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now with an extra hour of fun, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.